Show us your tips. Daggy with you for a weekend preview with a bit on tomorrow. I thought I'd make sure we get the show up nice and early. Haven't been able to get a hold of the Beaver, but I'll try and make sure he shares his tips as well at showusyourtips.net. You'll be able to find the written stuff there, as well as his late thoughts before the weekend, as well as you can follow along to all my thoughts in written form as well, showusyourtips.net, and go to the tips page. I'll also be talking to Greg about UFC GT on Sunday, UFC 313 up next weekend. Got that going on. The footy's about to kick off. Plenty of fun stuff happening there. Speaking of plugs, PCTC Tipping Comps, they've got their rugby league competition about to kick off. Find them on Facebook, as well as their autumn tipping carnival. We've got the next 12 weeks. You can take us on and take us on head-to-head in every race in Melbourne and Sydney and see if you can come out on top, cash and free options available. Fantastic comp that I've been in for the best part of a decade. Gaz does a great job, so check that out. What other plugs do I need to get out of the way before I talk some racing? For super coaches, if you want to join the head-to-head Footy and Frothies League, 820551 is the code there. Only a couple of spots remain, and the overall group code is here somewhere. What have we got? It is not popping up right now. View League, there we go. It will be 716211. That's all out of the way. Barner will be previewing Vegas this weekend as well, but more importantly, we've got some good racing we've got to preview, and we're going to kick off at Flemington. Australian Guineas Day, beautiful weather. The rail goes to the 2 metre position. Should be all systems go for what looks like a cracking weekend of good quality racing. The 2-year-olds kick us off with a listed race here. The tab we're on race, 1,000 metres. What are we doing in the first? Look, Shining Smile, the first favourite, looks a bit obvious to me. The horse that all but nabbed it on the line last time out came out and did the same in the Blue Diamond last week. Ran very well there, gets control, and just up and going 260. I think it would have been a live chance in last week's Blue Diamond. So we'll put it on top. I thought the horse of interest on debut was Xenia. A couple of trials, hasn't been much form out of said trials, but finds Mickey D. It's double figures for the McAvoy yard. Last one looked quite good, I thought. But as I said, the form out of him hasn't really stood up, perhaps with a couple of excuses through there. Cavalry Girl, I had a bit of a knock on. I think it's been a bit exposed by now. It didn't go its way that last win. Trial since wasn't blow away. So I think around 260, I think that's a very good way to play in the first for the favourite, Shining Smile. The second is a 2,000 metre benchmark 84. Hopefully it can be up and running after these first 2 races, because my best of the day comes up here. Race 2, number 2, Revelare. Just its last 4 wins have all been good, but its last 2 have been very good. It's overcome some issues on both those occasions. It's a horse we've been with since it first came to town. Comes to the next right step, meets a bunch of exposed stayers here, and easy to like again, and you're getting black figures. I think that looks good price to me. Kings Valley going to Sydney out of that race. I thought the danger might be, should it turn up here. No jockey booked and is engaged in Sydney as well. Unlimited at 20 to 1. If you can forgive that last one, I think it's a horse of ability. Should it turn up, it's a live chance. If not, where are we going next? Not sure. Perfect Player run its usual honest race. Maybe Ghetto Superstar, third up. Lightly raced, next best. Race 3 is the Vobis Gold Comet, a 1,000 metre race, an odd little 1,000 metre race where I didn't have a great deal of confidence, and there's no 1,000 metre form, which is the other question mark, at least nothing worth really grabbing onto. I've gone with Bossy Nick on top, track winner last time out. It does have to come back to the 1,000, but so does everyone else. So it's on top for me, up and going, third up, ready to win. Oh, well into the prep, actually, I should say. But last up was most impressive. So I'll put it on top. Scared of She's Got Pizzazz, but I've got a feeling it might want to run. Probably the best horse in the race, resuming the filly down there. But might be looking for a run or two further off a bit of an extended spell. So let's see how it comes back. But again, not a heap of confidence. Let's get that money out of the first 2 to kick us off. Race 4, benchmark 78, 1,200 metres. And I like LEU here, resuming. It's a horse that will roll along on top of the pace, should push 40. It won't be on its own, but I think it is a nice horse. I like the form. I like the fact it headed to Sydney last time out for a win. I like the form around running by. And first up last time over the 1,100 metres up the straight, it just missed behind Veloce Caro. 1,200 metre resuming looks much more suitable. So for me, it's on top. Where else did I go? Pivot City was the other horse of interest, and a horse, just looking at the prices as they stand this Thursday night at $12. I'll be having something to eat as well. It's a horse I've always had an opinion of. Had that one disappointing run last prep. They've gelded it since. The trials this time were absolutely fantastic. So it is a live chance best result for me in the race. I'm sort of talking myself into backing this, but at $12, I'm going to back it. Better than cover my stake on LEU, and hopefully we get something out of that. Anything else out of this one I want to touch on? No. I watched on a couple of a horse like Angry Skies might be the complete forgotten horse in this race. But that'll do for the fourth. The fifth is 1,100 metre, 3-odd fillies race. And this favourite's interesting, clean energy. There's some holes here. It did beat, I'm about to tip Lady Shenandoah, and it's $1.50 in a Group 1 in Sydney, and it did beat it last time they met. That was on a heavy track, and it's so 2 wins have been on a wet, on rain-affected tracks. Trials weren't great. It was really worked in all 3 trials, and the stable's going no good, for lack of a better term. So I have concerns at the $3. It's a nice horse, $2.6 million yearling purchase. Obviously, looks like it has, obviously looks a goods and unbeaten, and has those Yulong Silks, just in case you're worried, on lead with Blake Shins. There's lots of ticks. Just nervous that it's not quite one I want to charge into here, especially not knowing how it's going to go on the dry. So I'm going to put Matisse on top. This is a horse I had some, I think we might have even tipped it back in 1,000 guineas. It's a talented mare, soon to be mare, filly. And trial was good as a warm-up to this, just powered around into third there. Mark Zara's on top. It'll be flashing at least into a place, if not winning this race. I think it's got some ability, and I'm interested to see a horse like Kadimi, another one that's over the odds, I think, that I have a bit of time for, and looking forward to also getting to the bottom of Scalado. It's done some good things, but now has to come to a very good city race. So at the value, we'll make Matisse the best value on the card, and Kadimi, again, another one maybe that can run to a hole at a big price. Very interesting race, because I'm very interested in this favourite. I don't necessarily want to declare it a lay by any means, but there are some holes that have left me a bit nervous. The 6 is a benchmark 84 that I spent a bit of time on, and not sure I can have too many answers. Look, I'm going to cover a couple here at the each way price. First is Name Dropper. I like the fact it's going to get control of this race. It's never a bad place to be, especially down in Melbourne, where they like to just waddle around and follow the leader a lot of the times there. It's flying, now third up. Both wins have been very good. You know it's going to be. It's going to be throwing punches there right up to the finish post. So, again, at around the $8 mark, it's on top for me. From England, who's a horse I've come to lately. I liked its stuff, what it went out with, a Murray Bridge win and a nice mile win coming to Flemington. Good trial. Trials were good. Just went around on its own steam. Mickey D, Victoria's best jockey, jumps on, and it tags this leader. Just at the prices on my screen, you can see about $8 and $10 for both of them. We'll cover them at an each way and hopefully get something out of this race. Anything else I want to touch on? There's other chances. No knock on the favourite, but he's a big step up in grade. No, we'll leave it there. We'll just play the each way on those two. Quaddy kicks off with the mile Blaymey Stakes, excuse me. One for the ASMR fans there. As the Blaymey Stakes kicks us off in the Quaddy, where it's Stepardi's chance to get back to this winner's stall after a while out. Just super honest, has run in some of the top stuff recently, and no Mr. Brightside to beat at home here. Absolutely gets its chance to win this. Scared of this, again, this Hugh Longhurst, Plastic Carousel. It's now had two preps where it hasn't done a lot, but it's spent, I think all of those races were Group 1s. Trials were beautiful. They were last time out, but they were really, really nice trials this time in. And if they have worked this out, having now had a bit of time to acclimatise, it is a very scary horse lobbing here. So we make it the main danger. I think attrition's going to really improve. Did as much as it could, given absolutely none first up. It'll improve. It's a group horse, and it might be the value if you're looking for something like that. I'd also consider Just Folk punching along there up the inside to run a place for your trifectas and first fours. The Australian Guineas feature on the card, Group 1 level, 1,600 metres. I wouldn't declare this a vintage edition of the race by any means, and I'm a bit surprised they didn't elect to come here with Evaporate. They went, and I don't know where they're going. I assume Sydney might be where Evaporate's going, because it was up to this, would have been up this race, in this race up to its ears. So we'll go with what I'm left with. Not much from Melbourne. It's Sydney. Bjorn brings down Point and Shoot. The last two wins have been amazing. I know they've benchmarked 78 fields, but he's just put them away in 2 strides, raced away and looked ultra impressive. Inside gate, Damien Lane. This horse is capable of taking up position. This could well be leaders back. If not, it'll be in the first 4 or 5, and if it is, they won't beat it. On top for me, from St. Paul's, nice horse who I investigated a bit more after its last win, and I think that it is going to run well again. I really like that win over Ndola. Blake Shin takes a ride. It's the main danger. I'll throw Savagely, another Will, into the... Well, I guess I'm doing the quaddy now, so we'll save those numbers for the end. I'm not knocking Angel Capital. Maybe Fresh is best. I don't know. Year-long Silks are always scary anywhere now, but very good first up win where it did beat Evaporate with a little bit of luck. Just think there might be some better form to get into as it goes on. So I'll get back to those quality numbers later on. But for me, Bjorn can add another Group 1 to his record around the $6 mark, Point and Shoot. The Inglis Sprint is the penultimate 1,200 metre sales restricted race, obviously, and we get to see a lovely horse in Daggers resume, my boy. For the Busted and Young team, there was excuses in its last couple of runs. Some very nice wins before that. 3 trials leading up to this, and the last 2 are very, very good. I think it takes up a position, and I think it will be in the finish from Odinson, who did a very good job chasing on that Caulfield Heath track. I don't think outside lead's a place to be there. Jamie Mellum jumps on, Cozy Gate, assuming that side of the track's all right, up the straight, and it's $10. So you're getting a decent each-way price for the top 2 picks there for me. That's the way I'll play. Where else was I looking? I thought Scintilla from Sydney was another scary prospect. I know it's Warwick Farm and Canterbury form, but it's just controlled and owned a few races here, and I think it's going to stack up, make it a live chance as well. We're going to wrap up with the benchmark 84 over a mile, and I was just sort of enchanted by the second up record of Aramco. Not a horse I'm a huge fan of, but decent resumption. Damien Lane jumps on. It's going to stalk, probably be box seat, if not leaders back, and that's just the right place for him. Unbeaten second up. I think it's going to be very hard to beat. I like the Sydney form coming down here as the main danger in Miss You Ella. Mickey D is double figures. The form around Yorkshire and Perfumist reads quite well for a race like this, I thought. Nice bit of value there. And next best is Arab, who had to sit outside lead last time out. Did a good job holding on to run 4th in its first trip to town. So you can, top 3 picks have the top 3 jocks. So very hard to go wrong there. My quaddy numbers, bear with me. On Australian Guineas Day in the first leg, 1 Attrition, 2 Just Folk, 7 Stepati, and 10 Place du Carousel. Second leg, 2 Savagely. I'm a bit scared of Gold Rush Guru as well, to be honest, but 2 Savagely, 4 Angel Capital, 7 Point and Shoot, 11 Royal Insignia, 12 Sepals, and that'll do us. Yep. Third leg, 1 Odinson, 2 Gatsby's, 3 Daggers, 7 Reserve Bank, 11 Certain Rise, 14 Winning Proposal, 15 Scintilla, and we'll come home with the ones I mentioned. 5 Aramco, Hey, throw 6 up in the journal, and if you're feeling really adventurous, it's 100 to 1. If not, 11 Zarab and 15 Zakana, 16 Miss You Ella. My best at Flemington. Race 2, number 2, Revelare. Maybe we can go 1-1 into 2-2 to start the day. And my value, race 5, number 1, Matisse, as we head to Randwick for another very good day of racing. Sadly, though, happily, if you're on the right side of the ledger, another JMac, another wing going on McDonald Manor from the looks of things early. But anyway, beautiful weather. The rail goes into the true position. We kick off with an 1100 metre midway, where I don't have much for you, to be honest. Can forgive a couple of Bundanas runs, but it's also accepted for Canterbury tomorrow night, which I suggest is probably where it's heading. Look, for the sake of a tip, Shelby goes on top out to the 1100 metres. I think can suit around the $8 mark. Blinkers going Mabel. Yeah, I've had enough of her. We'll go with that. Photographics did beat my tip home there and can do similar again. 6 from 8 in the first. The second 1,000-metre highway didn't do it. It's been a long day, and that looks it was a lot of work, and in interest of getting a show up, I didn't get a chance to really get stuck into that, but I'll make sure I try and get something up in the written copy once that's up online. The third is a benchmark 88, where Springley is a 220 favourite, and I shan't be taking that price for that horse. I'm left with Iska on top. I didn't have the best of luck last time out to do a bit of ducking and weaving. The wind before was very good. Gate 3 probably tags Le Vampire. I think it sets up so Le Vampire will push forward and lead. Springley underneath it. Iska, what have we got here? Codney Racing New South Wales 3 back running line. Close enough if good enough. So we'll put it on top in a yuck race, which James McDonald goes on it and goes on Amelia's Jewel later. Might be enough to get the job done for both parties, but I've just given that horse life. The Skyline Stakes, next step on the way to the Slipper, is next. And this is the boys' lead up 1,200 metres. Hard to go past his favourite in Shaggy. Just looked like a rock star last time out. Ran time, controlled, ran away, beat some spruik horses along the way, and does the same here. There's just not much pressure underneath it. Should just jiggy jog to the bend, take off, and win again. And probably be a live chance should it go to the Slipper from here. Easy to like. Revanello, Main Danger, has done nothing wrong. And, that's the race. I wasn't looking for other stuff. I thought, no, where am I here? Wrong race. The last trial of Nielsen Park actually was the most interesting, but no jockey booked and probably ends up staying in Melbourne, or heading back to Melbourne. But anyway, not much to add. This leader and favourite will win. Sweet Embrace is race 5. The next up for the 2-year-olds. I like that there's been a trial since for Snitzel Miss. After a very hard to miss debut, J-Mac and Waller on a leader's track, ducked and weaved, and should have probably won that race well. Comes here, and it'll win this and be very hard to beat. And where it goes next, I think Open Secret's a danger and a nice price, a backable price at 20 to 1. It was 3 and 4 wide the whole way last time out, and to still be fighting out that finish in that Inglis race, I thought was very good. Has to be worth some thought here, and I've given it said thought, so we'll make it the danger. Bellazine's a live chance, might be the only horse going any good from that yard, apart from the playwright. So, they're the first 3 for me. Wooten Lass's trials down the bottom, and having found Nash, who's willing to ride, well, they've let him ride a kilo over there on the 55. I thought might be interesting value play for Sarge, but hard to beat Snitzel Miss. Some awful betting, at least for the next few races, unless you like playing into favourites. But the 6th is the Guy Water Stakes, Group 2. And is J-Mac jumping on Amelia's Jewel enough to get the job done after 520 days? Probably. I'm going to put it on top. I feel disgusting. What can I say? I thought Olentia. What I can say is I thought Olentia was disappointing first up. It's a first up specialist, pulled out to wrap that field up as it's done in the past. and doesn't tend to improve too much as it gets deeper into these preps. So, and the fact J-Max or Tommy, who is riding Loading Day, isn't on it, I thought was interesting. Maybe the here and now and obvious is our Safina, who did some very good things last spring. Trial, as you'd expect, was good against some of the WA cattle. Comes here and it might just be the right Johnny on the spot to get the job done. But if Amelia Jewel is ever going to win another race, and I've said this before, I'm sure I have, then this is it. The quaddie kicks off. Won't be the most riveting quaddie this afternoon, I don't think, but with the Group 1 surround stakes for the fillies, and I think you just look at that lead up and you watch Lady Shenandoah bolt in. You look at the connections, you know it's going to improve up to 1,400 metres, you know it's going to get a perfect run from gate 3, and you know that some of the jockeys just throw rose petals as J-Mac strolls on past to win another Group 1. It's on top. No spoil in the price, around $1.60, but the form had to be from different form if it was going to beat it, and I couldn't find any. So it's on top. I think Lazura, the expedition, is going to suit. Waller can run the trifecta, if not the first 4 here. They all had similar build-up runs. They'll all run similarly well in this in terms of Lazura, Amelita, Delici Boulevard. Take your pick. Those 4, box them up for a first 4. You might be half a hope because they will all run well here. We'll move on to the Verry Elleegant Stakes, which is interesting because we see Via Sistina return at even money. Wait for age Group 1, this is. They're Verry Elleegant. But it's $1.90. It's 1 from 3 at the track, 2 from 6 second up, and has never won over the mile. I know it was unlucky and boxed in first up, but I don't know if it's Winks. And I think it's a 2,000. I think she's a 2,000 metre horse, a very good 2,000 metre horse, possibly almost better on the other leg as well. But I don't want to take $1.90. I've been wrong before, and it's hard to believe, but I won't be. Especially when you look at the fact Fangirl second up last time in absolutely walked in over a mile in a good race, and Ceolwulf's 2 best wins have been at the Randwick mile, which were the last 2 starts. So I think there's enough here where, and I'm not sure there'll be much resistance from the market. I don't know, actually. There's enough here I want to be against, at least bet against it. I'm probably going to back Ceolwulf. I think this will be a target. Sort of got into that bumping duel where he was more worried about trying to keep Via in the hole than winning the race last time out. I hope there's not too much silly buggers. If they just let it have a crack, it can be as good. And if we get $5.56 to find out, look, that's fine with me. I'll cop it on the chin if I get knocked out. All 3 go into the quaddie. I think Lindemann ran as well, absolutely as well as it could have first up, and might be the exotic play in the race if you're looking for that extra one. Very interesting race. And tell me what you think in the comments below, whether you're with or against Via Sistina. Heading here. The second last is the Liverpool City Cup, Group 3 level. Another odd race. And my first question was, how did Gringotts get 61 kilos in this race? I know it's been doing some good things, but I didn't think it deserved that. That said, I think the horse is probably going okay because when I investigated, I saw that the owner was complaining about it. That's generally a good sign. I'm not at all comfortable with this race. We've got Gringotts on top. I hope they don't treat it as a barrier trial because of the weight. If they have a crack here, it can win. My other gut is that I think NCAP's going okay. Nash has jumped on. I'm going to probably find a way to either back Gringotts and save NCAP, and just depending how horses parade and that sort of thing, I might even flip that. They're the 2 I'm interested in, NCAP and Gringotts. For now, we'll go the 2 from the 3, but sorry, the 1 from the 6. Looking at barriers there, and leave it at that. But interesting race. Looking forward to seeing how that market pays out because, look, end of the day, Willado might be a better horse that I've given it credit for, and those 2 do get on pace favours, Willado and Iona Merck. Just think those others are slightly better. And let's wrap it up with, surprise, surprise, Chris Waller and James McDonald in the last. I'm going to follow here the money that came for Birdman last timed out. Well backed, just got Kerrand. Back on the fence and got out late and hit the line well enough. Straight to 2,000. McDonald straight on. I think it's going to run well here. And the stablemate Political Debate can also run well. Stalking for Nash. I thought it's going quite well, this preparation. And at a big price, Madatsu's going to improve, perhaps run to a place. That was, he was just running a different race first up. It'll improve here, and is the one that's currently over the odds. What does it all mean? My best on the card is James McDonald. Really gone out on a limb there, but got to give a horse. Lady Shenandoah will win. Let's make my best. Yeah, race 7, number 1, Lady Shenandoah, but on paper, J-Mac. Value. Let's go with Ceolwulf. Race 8, number 1. Did everything at double figures? Not really. You can see that the work that I've put into the back end of this card. Quaddy. Handicap's also a reasonable price at the $8. Quaddy, first leg, 1 Shenandoah. Yeah, 1 Shenandoah. If you want something at value, maybe just throw Lazura and Amelita in. Second leg, let's go to 3 of them. 1 Ceolwulf, 8 V16 and 9 Fangirl. Third leg, 1 Gringotts, 2 Golden Mile, 6 NCAP. Third end will come home with 2 Birdman, 4 Political Debate, 8 Madatsu, and 12 unlimited. 12 unlimited, 13 Father's Day. Let's leave that last fave out. Alrighty, that's been Show Us Your Tips for Australian Guineas Day. Thanks for putting up with my dribble. As always, check out the website. You can also listen to this on Spotify if you just want to hear my dulcet tones. Hopefully back next week with some more looks at some good autumn racing. Take care, guys. Good punning.